One side of me is like, toughen up, buttercup, you got a lot more to go. And the other part of me was like, everything hurts. I am the most uncomfortable I've ever been, and I still have 2 months of this. Hello, my friends. How are you guys doing today? I'm here with an impromptu video blog. I'm sitting down, vlog. I'm sitting down to eat lunch. I have the weirdest, most bizarre lunch today. I'll show you guys. I was craving pizza so bad, like New York style pizza, but I was so lazy. I don't feel like going out today. I'm just really, really tired today. So I made a frozen gluten-free vegetable pizza thing and some tofu for protein. So that's what we're doing for lunch today. I don't know if it's gonna be any good, but we'll find out. I wanted to come in and talk to you because I had my very first third trimester, I am over this, breakdown the other day. And I wanna share it with you because I've always told you guys I share the good, the bad, the ugly, the raw, the real. If I just told you how good everything was and I didn't highlight, not get stuck on, but didn't share the not so great stuff with you guys, then I wouldn't be authentic and I wouldn't be helping you. You need the bad days to appreciate the good days. As long as you have more good days than bad, you're doing okay. But third trimester is hard. And don't let anybody tell you any differently, and don't let anybody make you feel bad for that because, well, I'll just get into the story. Today's Thursday. I'm 32 weeks today. So on Tuesday, so I was almost 32 weeks, give or take 2 days, take. I had a really good day in the morning. I finally finished the baby's nursery. I was so super excited about it. Went to the gym in the afternoon. I had a killer workout. But on my way there, I was leaving the house and I was taking out the garbage. And it wasn't heavy or anything like that. It was actually half full, but I had to take it out because there was fish in there. I bought Adam some ceviche and we just couldn't finish it in time. It was in there, it needed to go. So on my way out to the gym, I was feeling great. I had breakfast in the morning. Actually, I had half my breakfast. Ever since 31 weeks, I do not have an appetite at all. I always eat first thing in the morning. It's just habit. I do it to take my vitamins and my probiotics now. And actually now I'm on antibiotics for this bacterial infection that I did test positive for. I talked about it in my 31-week appointment video and my 28-week appointment video where the doctor gave me a week or two to try to clear it myself. Didn't work, came close, but need to get it resolved before baby comes. That's besides the point. This was before all of that. I don't really get hungry. So I'll eat and then I'll go hours and I'll just forget because I'm not hungry at all. And the only reason I remember I'm hungry is either one, I'll start feeling really hangry and short-tempered, irritable, or I will get intense heartburn, I guess because there's nothing sitting in my stomach, so the acid comes up. So I've been trying to avoid that by eating little bits throughout the day or splitting my meals into a couple of different meals. So I ate half a bowl of protein oatmeal, and before the gym, I ate the other half. I had my first cup of coffee. I kind of chugged the bottom of it because it's hard for me to even get to a bottom of a cup of coffee nowadays, just because I guess the way he's sitting, he's pushing up on everything. I drank the rest of my coffee, washed the cup really quick, grabbed the garbage, went out to take it out, and on my way down there, I started having the most painful Braxton Hicks contraction that I'd ever had. I haven't felt them before. In fact, when I was at the doctor, they were measuring my belly. She was like, "Oh, do you feel that contraction? You're having a contraction." And I was like, "No, but just last weekend, I just started to feel the Braxton Hicks, but not painful, just tightening." But this time it was painful. So right up in here, I felt like I was having the absolute worst gas pain, but it was really, really high to be gas. Not that that's impossible, but it just felt really high to be gas, and it would not let up. Then it almost felt like down there was opening, as crazy as that sounds, and just pain in there. And I know that happens throughout the 3rd trimester, so I was trying not to get too much in my head about it, but it got to the point where I had to almost breathe through this contraction. Now I'm in my head, I'm anxious, this is my first baby, I'd never felt this before. I'm like, am I going into labor at 31 weeks, 32 weeks? I will freak out. That's way too early for a little man to come. I mean, he'll be okay, but I have BV. Is it because of that? He's coming early, this and that. I've been watching so many labor blogs that I'm like, oh my God, that's a sign that they're coming. And I just got in my head. So what did I do? I drove to the gym because I'm like, let me distract myself and I'll be around people that I trust and I know, God forbid, anything. And if it doesn't let up, I could always leave. I wanted to call Adam, but on the other hand, I didn't want to scare Adam. So I knew better than to call him. I almost called my older sister to be like, what do contractions feel like? Do I need to go to the doctor? I continued to have kind of a cramp. It let up a little bit, but it was still really painful in that spot. Went to the gym. I had a really good workout. Also still painful in that spot. After my workout, I felt okay. After the gym, I stopped at Walmart just to get hangers and a couple of other things. I needed a glue gun to finish my shadow box in there. I can't wait to show you guys. We're gonna do the tour really soon, the reveal and then the tour. And I'll tell you guys where I got everything, and I'm so proud of my nursery. I love it so very much. It just all kind of came together. Then after that, it was probably 2:30 in the afternoon, maybe even closer to 3. So I stopped and I got myself some food, and I don't know if maybe it was the food, I don't know what happened. That night, Adam had his huddle for Hope for Prisoners. So I told him, this was around 6 o'clock. I said, you go on there. I needed to finish something for work, so let me go do that, and then I'll come out there and I'll join you. Work was a little bit stressful. I had an email from somebody who was kind of like laying into me about something. I did what I had to do, but I don't know if it was the stress on top of it. I'm giving you this really long background because you just need to know the events of what led up to this. So we have the gym situation with the cramp, thinking I'm going into labor, just a little in my head about that. We have the work situation. Also, I'm not sleeping anymore. The insomnia is fierce. And you guys know, who've been with me for a while, that when I don't sleep, it's bad. It's emotional, it's just bad. I was probably up 3 or 4 times the night before, walking around the house to try to loosen my legs. Thank God I didn't get cramps in them, but they feel like they were just about to cramp, so I'll stretch my toes back and then I'll sometimes just do laps around the house. All of that contributed to me just feeling blah. So I joined Adam probably around 6:30 outside. 95 degrees out, by the way. I took my computer out there and I was finishing working on a YouTube video. We were out there till probably 7:45, maybe 8 o'clock. And I went to go get up. I just turned to him and I was like, my legs are so swollen. My fingers were swelling, my ankles and my feet. And as I sat outside, I should have known, but as I sat outside, they just kept getting worse and worse and worse. Oh, and by the way, our AC was not working until yesterday. So in all that weather, I'm sitting in the house with the windows all open, but it was hot that day. So when I got up and I said, my legs are so swollen and they hurt so bad. You know when your legs get swollen and they just kind of burn and ache? And I turned my back to him because I started to get emotional about it. In my head, I'm like, why are you crying? Like, this is ridiculous. Knock it off. Don't let him see you cry. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't let your spouse see you cry, and he did eventually. But I was just in my head at that point, like, this is not the hard part, girl. Like, just wait. If you're gonna cry about this, what's gonna happen when labor and delivery comes? What's gonna happen when contractions come? I felt like, and I'm not saying this is right, I'm just telling you what was going on in my head. My hormones were making me feel like the little boy that cried wolf. If I cried now, am I allowed to cry during contractions? Will he believe me how bad they are if I'm just crying over swollen ankles? That is so not true. But that's what was going on in my head. And I was like, knock it off, knock it off, knock it off. And up until now, I haven't had any huge crying fits. It's been more like I'll get emotional and blink away tears. I couldn't help it. So I put my computer down. He was still outside. I gave him some snacks and he had some drinks out there. So he was gathering the stuff to bring it back into the kitchen. And I went into the bathroom and I was like, knock it off. And I looked at myself and I was like, stop. Just stop crying. You're being ridiculous. And then my heartburn was out of control. So now one side of me is like, toughen up, buttercup. You got a lot more to go. And the other part of me was like, everything hurts. I am the most uncomfortable I've ever been and I still have 2 months of this. Now I'm getting upset with myself and I'm crying because I'm not letting myself cry. It was this crazy back and forth thing, and I'm like, knock it off, knock it off, knock it off. I'm washing my face, splashing it with water, trying to get myself to look like I'm not crying, and it's just making it worse. So I come out of the bathroom that's in our bedroom, and I just laid myself propped up on my pregnancy pillow, and I thought he was on the phone, but he was actually voice to texting. And he looked over at me and he's like, already? Like, meaning you're going to bed already? And then he saw my face and he was like, what's wrong? And I was like, I just started sobbing. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I was like, my legs hurt. I am so swollen. I have the worst heartburn. I'm cramping all the time. I'm not sleeping. I'm so over it. And then it was just like, you know, like making myself tear up as I'm talking about it. I'm so much better now. But it was just in the moment, I was so hormonal. For a minute, I spiraled and I made it worse. And then, and I don't know why I'm crying now, I'm not emotional about it. It's over. Hormones. And then I looked at him and I was like, I'm sorry, it's hormones. And he was like, what? He said, do you want me to give you a foot rub and try to get some of that out? He's so good at that. And I said, no, I want you to go eat dinner. And he was like, well, I want to give you a foot rub. Put your feet up. I could see in his face, like, he felt so bad and he was trying so hard to make me feel better. And he was like, I didn't know where you went. And I'm like, well, I was hiding from you in the bathroom. I didn't want you to see me cry. And he's like, are you kidding me? He said, there is nothing that is unjustifiable, especially at this point. I don't want you to hide things from me. I don't want you to feel like you can't show me things, no matter how in your head, how trivial you think it is. It's not. You're going through a lot right now and it's hard. And so he rubbed my feet for probably a good 10 minutes. And then he said, do you want to go for a walk? Hopefully walking would help the swelling a little bit. He was trying to make jokes. He was being so sensitive and he was being so cute for the rest of the night. That whole day, the whole next day. And he's just been so supportive and so sweet. And I was texting my sisters in the morning and because they're both pregnant. And I'm like, I just want to let you know, third trimester breakdown happened. And this was literally the first time since first trimester that I had a major meltdown. And so that's pretty good hormonally. And I was telling them, I was like, I just felt so bad. I was crying in the bathroom. I was trying to tell myself to toughen up, like get over it, girl. You're stronger than this. My sister's best friend just had a baby in February and she told me, she's like, she had plenty of those third trimester. It's hard. Everything hurts. You're emotional, you're hormonal, you're scared about what's to come, when it's gonna come. You have no control with your first baby. You don't know what's gonna happen. Everything hurts. You are allowed. You do not have to toughen up, buttercup. Let it out, cry. It's fine. You're pregnant. You're doing great. You're 32 weeks and you're working out like a rock star. Give yourself some grace. So that really made me feel a lot better that I'm not the only one, that it's normal, kind of permission to be human, you know, as silly as that sounds. But I wanted to pass that along to you guys. It's not all rainbows and sunshine. And I have to say, 32 weeks in, little man has been so good to his mama. I really do not have a lot to complain about. It doesn't mean it's easy. And that's why I came to make this video. So if you're struggling today, no matter what it is, if you're pregnant and you found me through my pregnancy videos, if you're a prison wife and you found me through my prison wife videos, or if you are just a subscriber who found me through another YouTuber or I was recommended to you, to anybody watching this video, your struggles are so valid and you're allowed to feel your feelings. Life isn't easy and it's not sunshine and rainbows and roses all day, every day. Sometimes you're uncomfortable. Sometimes things hurt. Sometimes you want to cry. And there are the times in life where you do need to suck it up, buttercup, and you do need to toughen up, and you need to not be the victim, and you need to not get stuck in your feelings. But that's not every day. And that's not on the days where you just need to let it out. I hope that reached whoever it needed to reach today. I am trying to, at this point, create as many videos as I possibly can before little man comes, because I'm probably gonna have to take like a maternity leave to focus on him. I'm gonna be tired. Just told you what it's like when this girl does not sleep. So if you have any requests, things you wanna hear about, see, talk about, discuss, anything, let me know in the comments. Subscribe if you wanna be part of the family. Give this video a thumbs up. It helps me out so much in YouTube. I love you guys so much. I can't thank you enough for all of the love and the support throughout all of the years, especially during this time since Adam Adam's been home and we are preparing for our little man to come into the world. You could do anything you put your mind to. You could stay positive and you can focus on your goals and you can attain them. But it doesn't mean you're gonna have bad days in the meantime. Feel them, experience the emotions, then tough it up, buttercup, and move on. See you in the next one. Mwah.